This morning is an exciting day here at the Big Cat Sanctuary. We're going to be moving our little North Chinese Leopard, Atara. We're going to give you a behind the scenes footage of how we move them. Our lovely physician Nick Masters here is to apply the anaesthetic, and then we're going to transport her from this old enclosure over to her new one, and you're going to come along with us. So right now Atara has just received her anaesthetic and she's slowly falling asleep. Once she obviously falls asleep, we're going to pop her onto the truck and then move her to her brand new enclosure. Again, whilst Atara is asleep, we're going to take those opportunistic moments to check her health. Being 16, it's really important to check and take blood samples. Obviously, we can check all of her joints, check her teeth, just see how all of her eyes, ears, paws and claws are doing.
I just always like to, after they've received their dart, keep a watch on them, because once they go to sleep, you need to make sure that they haven't fallen asleep in a very uncomfortable or potentially dangerous position, but also make sure that they're breathing well while they're under anaesthetic as well. So it's always worth just keeping a close eye on them.
So we've just been notified that we think Atara has fallen asleep, so obviously we're just going to go inside and go and check on her. So right now we're just waiting for Atara to be fully asleep. We're just monitoring her heart rate, see how her respiratory system is doing, and once we get the all clear, we'll move her outside. So right now we're just having a look at some of the stuff while she's down, you know, her eyes, her teeth, just in checking inside of her ears just to see if there's any blockages. These are these great times where we can actually get involved and have a good feel and see how she's doing. So she's made it here safely at her new enclosure, and we're just going to do the last final bits of preparation before moving her into her den to wake her up. So Nick's just having a look at her teeth, sees a couple of abnormalities, and we might relay that to our dental specialist, Peter, to have some dental work in the future, but he's just having a double check now.
She's missing a premolar, upper left, first premolar, but it's all okay.
So we're just getting Atara prepped and ready for a blood sample, which means obviously shaving a bit of fur off, presenting the vein, drawing some blood, and we send that off for some sampling. Once we've got that blood sample, we can check a lot of things like renal failure in these older cats, just to see how they're doing, to see what level they're at.
It's going very well. She's where she needs to be. We're taking bloods. We're about to take urine so that we can compare the two and find out what her kidney function is. But she's looking nice and stable. It's going well.
Well, that's the tip of the needle, that very bright white thing, but it's just not piercing the...
So we're finishing up now with Atara. We've done all of our health checks, we've given her a good once over, and now we're just going to slowly sit with her and observe her as she awakes. Just give her some peace and quiet. You know, we'll just check in with her all throughout the day just to see how she does waking up.
great. The main thing was to move her to here safely for her and for us, which we've done, so that's fantastic. And then at the same time we wanted to give her a proper once over, if you like, a sort of MOT, just to check everything's all right from the health perspective, and we've managed to do more or less everything we wanted to there. We've got some blood from her, we've done a physical exam. The one thing we haven't managed to get is some urine, which is nice to be able to compare to blood results to look at kidney function in cats. But otherwise it's gone really well, thanks. So I think from our examination, she's in really good health. Slightly over condition, which we're going to try and do something about, but we had a really good look in her mouth. We wanted to look at her teeth in particular, where we knew she had a fracture before for one of those teeth, but that's all sorted. So I think in terms of her general health, everything looks absolutely fine. When you have these cats asleep, it's a really good opportunity to look at them physically really close up, which of course you don't get normally in the way you would with a domestic cat. So we had a chance to look in her mouth really closely at her teeth. They all look good. I think she's just slightly over condition in terms of her body condition score, but we can do something about that. And we've got some bloods that we'll look at the results from to tell us about organ function, so all good.
So our team's finished up now with Atara, and she is just coming around, so I'm going to stay with her and just observe her throughout the day till she makes a full wake up, and then our team will move on to our other cats, Ngozi and Amara, this afternoon.
It's been a busy morning here at the sanctuary. We've moved Atara already, as you might have seen in the last episode, and now we're just getting ready to move Ngozi and Amara. They've both been put under anaesthetic, and we're going to be moving them to the enclosure in the middle of the site so that we can renovate and expand the habitat down at the bottom of the site, and in a few months' time move them home.